got a light. She's smoking again. And I hope past is here. Don't open the door. It's welling up like an ocean of sick. But I still pay the rent. And still the question hangs around. What's on the other side of town? Are there phone lines there so I can call you in the morning if I change my mind? My mother is actually English, so I had dual citizenship, and I was, in a way, eager to turn over a new leaf. And when I first found out that I really wanted to be an actor, it was a little later in the game than some. I was like 21, 22. And I just explored the drama schools in London. So I auditioned for RADA and Lambda. I did a Shakespeare course at RADA, and then went to Lambda for the BA program. And
the rest is history.
Yeah.
Did the music come before the acting then? Were you into music first and then decided to turn to acting?
Yeah. I played in punk and hardcore bands when I was a teenager, just after high school. I didn't know what I wanted to do after high school, so I just played in bands. And around that time, I started teaching myself how to play guitar. I started off on electric, playing bar chords really sloppily and just kind of picking out chords and trying to figure it out myself. I mean, the internet was nowhere where it is right now with YouTube videos where you can just Google something, you know. But yeah, and I just started teaching myself. Never had a lesson. I'm all self-taught, and just continue to play and write music.
The second EP is out now, called Knots. I've looked down the list of it, actually. You could call it an album, really. You know, EPs normally have 3 or 4 tracks on it. I think it's got 7 or 8 tracks. Well, why did you decide not to make this the debut album?
Well, I mean, it was initially, we were initially going to record that group of songs and see which 5 maybe we wanted to use, but I became so attached to them that I just wanted to put them all out. And I didn't feel like I was ready to actually do a full length yet, or do the whole campaign that's necessary for a full length at that moment in time. So we just put it out as an EP and just tagged on a couple extra songs. Deluxe version.
Yeah, I mean, there must be a lot of pressure, because often you find actors will dip into music and vice versa, but it might be just for one-offs. So you'll have a big musician who might do one film. You're currently doing both at the same time. The series Vampire Diaries starts again here in the UK tonight and is ongoing in the States, and the music as well. How do you juggle both of them, you know, simultaneously?
With great trepidation. It's tough. I mean, I'm a new father as well, so I have a son who's going to be turning 2 in September, and I mean that's another ball to juggle, you know. So it's a delicate balance, but when you have the passion for it, why not give it a go, you know? And I've got a great group of people supporting me on both sides of the spectrum, and yeah, it's exciting. It's nice to have a few different kind of avenues to explore. If you get kind of bored with one, you can move to the other for a bit and go back and forth, you know. So.
We were on Twitter earlier, we tweeted that you were coming on, and your fans are intense, and literally, you know, huge number of them very excited that you were coming on. Is that the power of the vampire? The vampire is huge.
Power of the vampire. The vampire is massive, yeah. I didn't realize quite what I was getting into when I first got onto the show. You know, I thought it was just some random US show. Seen a couple episodes. But then I went to, there's lots of fan conventions. I've just got back from one in Florence. But the first one I went to of that, and that's where I was exposed to the absolute mayhem that is the fandom. And it's a beautiful thing. It's so supportive and they're so dedicated. But yeah, I apologize in advance for any random weird tweets that you get.
They're keen, to say the least, that's for sure. It returns to UK screens, and after this weird, we don't have it here in the UK, this kind of mid-season break, but I know it's big in America. So it's the second part of the 7th series, which starts tonight. What can people expect, certainly from your character?
So currently where you guys are, I believe, is right when we start to see the germination of the relationship of Bonnie and Enzo. or not the relationship, but the slight flirtations that begin to happen. So it's quite exciting for the fans, I think, to be able to see those early moments, because the episode previous, I believe, was the one where we first see them actually hooked up in the future. So yeah, and there's loads more coming up this season that's really exciting, and some great scenes, especially between Bonnie and Enzo.
What's on the other side of town? I see a darkness and I see a light, but I'm out of control like a firefly. And still the question hangs around, what's on the other side of town?